All right, so today we're going to be taking a deep dive into body scan meditation.
Okay.
And we're using a video script called Body Scan Meditation, Release Tension from Head to Toe.
Interesting.
Now, you might be thinking, isn't that just like laying around and chilling out?
Right.
But there's actually a lot more to it than meets the eye.
I would imagine.
So we're going to uncover the hows and whys behind this practice and see how it can be a really powerful tool for stress reduction.
Yeah. Great. I'd love to hear more about that.
Okay, so to start off,
Yeah.
it's fascinating to me how this seemingly simple technique can have such a profound impact.
I think so too. And
Okay.
when you think about it, like you're taking this mental journey through your own body and becoming aware of sensations without judgment.
Right?
That's a pretty powerful concept in itself, I think.
Yeah. And so it's not just about like zoning out.
Right.
It's about tuning in, right?
Exactly. You're cultivating this heightened awareness of your physical self and
Right.
noticing where you might be holding tension and just consciously letting go.
It's like giving yourself permission to simply be present in your body.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's unpack how this script guides us on this journey.
Sure.
It starts with setting the scene,
Okay.
emphasizing finding a quiet space and getting comfortable.
Hmm.
Why is this so important?
Well, I mean, creating a conducive environment is just crucial.
Yeah, right.
Minimizing those distractions allows you to fully immerse yourself in the practice. When you
Yeah.
think about it, like our daily lives.
Right.
We've got constant notifications,
The direct-
demands on our attention. It never ends.
It's true.
Meditation offers a sanctuary from that chaos.
Right. It's like hitting the pause button on the world.
Exactly.
And this script doesn't just tell you to find a quiet spot, it
Right.
actually suggests using calming music
Oh, wow.
and visuals, almost like setting the mood for relaxation.
That's a really interesting point. Yeah. Engaging multiple senses can amplify that relaxation experience.
Yeah.
It's not just about the absence of distractions.
It's about creating a positive sensory environment that supports that inward journey.
I see.
And, there are some studies that have even shown that specific sounds and frequencies can directly impact our brainwaves,
Oh, wow.
inducing a state of calm.
So there's a scientific basis for that chill vibe music.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
And speaking of science, let's talk about the next step in the script,
Okay.
deep breathing.
Okay.
It starts with these slow,
Uh-huh.
intentional breaths, and I'm guessing there's a physiological reason behind that?
Yeah. It seems like every relaxation technique involves deep breathing.
It does, doesn't it?
So is it really that important?
It's more than just important, it's fundamental.
Oh, wow.
Deep breathing actually triggers the parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for rest and digestion.
Ugh.
It's like hitting the brakes on your stress response,
I see.
slowing your heart rate, easing muscle tension.
So it's not just about getting more oxygen.
Right.
It's about sending a signal to your body to chill out.
Precisely like flipping a switch from fight or flight to rest and digest.
Okay.
And this shift has a cascade of positive effects on your physical and mental state.
So we've created this peaceful atmosphere. We're breathing deeply.
Right.
Now the script takes us on this guided tour of the body, starting with the head and neck.
Okay.
And it's interesting how it doesn't just say like, notice your head.
Yeah.
It uses like really descriptive language like release tension
Oh.
or imagine a wave of relaxation washing over you.
Right.
I like that.
Yeah, and that's a key element of body scan meditation.
Okay.
By using vivid imagery, the script encourages you to actively engage with your body, not just passively observe it.
Right. Yeah, but isn't that just tricking yourself into feeling relaxed?
It's more nuanced than that.
Okay.
It's about harnessing the power of the mind-body connection.
Okay.
Visualization can actually influence physiological responses.
Really?
When you imagine releasing tension in your forehead, for example, your brain sends signals to those muscles to relax.
So I'm not just making it, my mind is actually influencing my body.
Exactly. And the more you practice, the stronger that connection becomes.
I see.
You're essentially training your mind to have a direct impact on your physical state.
Interesting.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, the script continues this journey down the body,
Okay.
highlighting each area: arms, chest, abdomen, back, legs, feet.
Right.
I noticed it mentions common areas where people hold tension, like the shoulders or lower back.
Mm-hmm.
Is that intentional?
Absolutely. The script is designed to address areas that are often affected by stress and daily habits.
Uh-huh.
Think about how much time we spend hunched over computers or
Right.
carrying tension in our shoulders.
It's making me more aware of my posture just thinking about it.
And that's the point.
Yeah.
By bringing awareness to these areas, you can consciously choose to release that tension.
Right.
It's about reclaiming control over your physical experience.
So it's not just about feeling good in the moment. It's about building long-term awareness and healthy habits.
Precisely. Body scan meditation can be a gateway to a more mindful way of living,
Interesting.
where you're attuned to your body's signals and can respond accordingly.
Okay, so we've talked about this guided journey through the body.
Yeah.
But there's another key element that the script emphasizes:
Okay.
non-judgmental observation. It constantly reminds you to notice sensations without labeling them as good or bad.
Right. And that's a cornerstone of mindfulness practice.
Okay.
It's about accepting whatever you're feeling in the present moment without getting caught up in mental chatter or resistance.
So if I notice tension in my jaw,
Right.
I don't beat myself up about it. I
Yeah.
just acknowledge it and move on.
Exactly. It's like watching clouds drift by.
Okay.
You notice them,
Yeah.
but you don't try to change them or judge them.
Right.
You simply observe them as they are.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
It takes the pressure off of trying to force relaxation. But realistically, how do you just let go of tension,
That's a great question.
especially if it's chronic or related to stress?
Well, that's where the practice comes in.
Okay.
It's not about magically erasing tension.
Uh-huh.
It's about shifting your relationship to it.
I see.
By simply observing those sensations without judgment,
Right.
you create space for them to dissipate naturally.
So it's more about acceptance than control.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that you are not your thoughts or your sensations.
Yeah.
You are the observer, the witness to these experiences.
Okay, that's a powerful shift in perspective.
It is.
Instead of getting caught up in the tension, I can choose to detach and observe it.
Right. And as you continue to practice,
Uh-huh.
that detachment becomes easier and more natural.
Okay.
You develop a sense of equanimity, a calmness that isn't dependent on external circumstances.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got the setup, the deep breathing, the body scan, the non-judgmental observation.
Right.
I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together to create a truly holistic relaxation experience.
They do.
But what happens next? How does the script guide us toward that sense of wholeness and peace that's mentioned in the outline?
That's where the journey culminates in a sense of integration, and that's what we'll explore next.
Great. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. As you progress through the body scan, noticing and releasing tension in each area, the script kind of subtly guides you towards this sense of wholeness. It's not just about individual parts,
Right.
but about recognizing the interconnectedness of your entire physical being.
So it's like piecing together a puzzle,
Yeah,
starting with individual pieces and then seeing that complete picture emerge.
that's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And as you cultivate this awareness of your body as a whole, you begin to develop a deeper sense of what's often called embodiment.
Embodiment.
Yeah.
That's a term I've heard before,
Mhm.
but honestly, I'm not sure I fully grasp it.
Okay.
What does it actually mean to be embodied?
It's about feeling fully present and connected to your physical self. Not just living in your head, but inhabiting your body with awareness and acceptance.
Right.
It's interesting to consider how in our increasingly digital world,
Yeah.
we often spend so much time in our minds
Right.
disconnected from our physical sensations.
Uh-huh.
Body scan meditation offers a really powerful antidote to that disconnect.
So it's like bridging the gap between our mental and physical experiences.
Exactly.
I can see how that could be incredibly grounding, especially in our fast-paced,
Yeah.
technology-driven lives.
Right. And the script reinforces this idea of integration
Okay.
by culminating in the sense of peace and tranquility that washes over you as you complete the scan.
I'm curious, does the script actually offer any guidance on how to carry this sense of calm beyond the meditation session?
That's a crucial point, and
Yeah.
one that the script does address,
Okay.
albeit briefly.
Right.
It encourages you to transition back to awareness, gently carrying the calm feeling forward. However, it doesn't delve too deep into practical strategies for maintaining that mindfulness throughout the day.
Right, because it's one thing to feel zen while you're lying down with calming music,
Right.
but how do we integrate this practice into, say, rush hour traffic
Yeah.
or a stressful work meeting?
That's where the real work begins.
Yeah.
And it requires conscious effort and practice.
Okay.
One technique is to simply bring that same awareness to everyday activities.
Okay.
For example, when you're washing dishes,
Yeah?
pay attention to the feel of the water, the scent of the soap, the movement of your hands.
So it's about finding those little moments of mindfulness throughout the day,
Exactly.
even amidst the busyness.
Precisely. It's about training your mind to be present,
Right.
not just during meditation, but in all aspects of your life. And that's where the true transformative power of mindfulness lies.
Speaking of transformative power, the end of the video encourages viewers to subscribe for more meditations.
Oh, yeah.
It got me thinking, have you personally found it beneficial to incorporate meditation into your routine?
You know, it's funny you should ask. I actually started meditating regularly a few years ago.
Uh-huh.
And while I wouldn't say it's always easy to find the time,
Right.
the benefits have been undeniable.
Could you elaborate on some of the specific benefits you've experienced?
Well, for one, I'm much less reactive to stress.
Okay.
I used to get easily overwhelmed by deadlines and pressure, but now I'm able to approach those situations with more calm and clarity.
Interesting.
It's not that the stress disappears.
Right.
It's that I have a greater capacity to navigate it without getting swept away by it.
So it's like you've developed a sense of inner resilience.
Exactly. And it's not just about stress management.
Okay.
I've also noticed improvements in my focus, my sleep, even my relationships.
Wow.
It's like meditation has created this ripple effect of positivity throughout my life.
That's pretty compelling. It sounds like you're a testament to the power of consistent practice. But I'm also curious, have you encountered any challenges in trying to make meditation a regular habit?
Oh, absolutely.
Because, let's be honest, life can get in the way.
Life definitely gets in the way. Finding the time can be a major hurdle,
Yeah.
especially with a busy schedule.
Right.
But I found that it's all about prioritizing.
Okay.
Scheduling it into my day, even if it's just for 5 or 10 minutes, makes a huge difference.
So it's like making a commitment to yourself just like you would for a doctor's appointment or a meeting.
Exactly. And just like with any new habit, consistency is key.
Right.
There are days when I'm tempted to skip my meditation, but I remind myself of how much better I feel when I make time for it.
It sounds like you found what works for you.
I think so.
But I imagine for someone just starting out, the whole concept of meditation can feel intimidating.
I can see that.
Any advice for those who are curious but hesitant to take the plunge?
Start small.
Okay.
Even 5 minutes a day can be beneficial. And don't put pressure on yourself to have a profound experience or achieve some kind of mystical state.
Right.
Just focus on being present with your breath and your body.
So it's about setting realistic expectations and focusing on the process rather than the outcome.
Exactly. And remember, it's a practice, not a performance.
Okay.
It's okay if your mind wanders. It's okay if you feel restless or bored at times. Just gently guide your attention back to the present moment without judgment.
That's reassuring because I think a lot of people might get discouraged if they don't feel like they're doing it right at first.
Yeah. And there's no right or wrong way to meditate.
Okay.
The key is to simply show up, be present, and allow yourself to experience whatever arises without resistance.
Speaking of experiencing, I'm curious to explore the broader landscape of meditation beyond body scan techniques.
Okay.
I know you mentioned there are different styles and approaches.
Yeah.
Could you shed some light on those?
Sure. So, body scan meditation is just one entry point into this vast world of meditation.
Right.
Another really popular type is mindfulness meditation.
Okay.
And it's all about paying attention to the present moment, but instead of focusing on the body, you might focus on your breath or sounds or even thoughts as they arise.
So it's like tuning into this constant stream of experiences that make up our lives.
Yeah,
But without getting swept away by them.
exactly.
We often operate on autopilot,
We do.
but mindfulness meditation encourages us to wake up and really see what's happening both internally and externally.
It's about time, right?
Yeah. So if I'm understanding correctly, it's about cultivating that observer perspective we talked about earlier,
Right.
but applying it to a wider range of experiences.
Precisely.
Okay.
And one of the most common challenges people face with mindfulness meditation is dealing with a racing mind.
Oh, yeah.
Thoughts pop up constantly, and it can feel like you're failing at meditation if you can't quiet them.
Oh, I can relate to that. My mind seems to have a mind of its own sometimes.
It really does, doesn't it?
It's like a monkey swinging from one thought to the next.
That's a great analogy.
Thanks.
And there are specific techniques that can help tame that monkey mind.
Oh, really?
One is to visualize your thoughts as leaves floating down a stream.
Okay.
You simply observe them passing by without judgment or attachment.
I like that.
Another approach is to gently label your thoughts as thinking,
Okay.
and then redirect your attention back to your breath or a chosen anchor.
So it's not about suppressing thoughts,
Right.
but rather acknowledging them and letting them go.
Exactly.
Almost like training a muscle to become less reactive.
I like that. Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
It sounds like mindfulness meditation could be a powerful tool for managing anxiety and overthinking.
It can be.
Now, you mentioned other types of meditation as well.
Yeah.
I've heard of something called loving kindness meditation.
Yes.
What's the focus there?
Loving kindness meditation is all about cultivating feelings of love, compassion, and kindness.
Okay.
You might start by directing these feelings towards yourself, then gradually expanding outward to include loved ones, friends, strangers, and even those you find difficult.
Wow. That's quite a progression.
Yeah.
It sounds like it could be challenging
They can be.
to extend loving kindness to those who've hurt us or whom we might not like very much.
It definitely can be challenging,
Yeah,
but that's where the practice deepens.
I see.
It's about recognizing our shared humanity and cultivating a sense of interconnectedness, even with those who might seem different from us.
Right.
And it's not about condoning harmful actions,
Right.
but rather about choosing to respond with compassion rather than anger or resentment.
That's a powerful perspective shift.
It is.
It makes me think of the saying, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not just about feeling good.
Right.
Research suggests that loving kindness meditation can have tangible benefits, like reducing stress, boosting our immune system, and even increasing feelings of social connection.
So it's not just a feel-good practice, it's actually backed by science.
Okay.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is.
So we've covered mindfulness meditation, loving kindness meditation.
Right.
Are there any other styles you think our listeners should be aware of?
There are just countless variations and approaches to meditation.
Wow.
Transcendental meditation, for example,
Okay.
uses specific mantras to quiet the mind.
Right.
Vipassana meditation, on the other hand, is a more intensive practice focused on gaining deep insight into the nature of reality.
Okay.
And then there are walking meditations, guided visualizations, and many more.
It's amazing how diverse the world of meditation is.
It really is.
It sounds like there's truly something for everyone.
Absolutely. And the beauty of it is
Yeah.
that you can experiment and find what resonates with you.
Right.
There's no one-size-fits-all approach.
All right.
The key is to approach meditation with an open mind, a willingness to explore, and a sense of curiosity.
And as we've emphasized throughout this deep dive,
Yeah,
it's important to be kind to yourself.
absolutely.
Meditation is a practice, not a performance.
Right.
There will be days when it feels easy and effortless.
Yeah.
And other days when your mind feels like a whirlwind.
Yeah.
Just keep coming back to the practice, and you'll gradually cultivate the inner peace and clarity you're seeking.
Well said. And remember, even a few minutes of meditation each day
Yeah.
can have a ripple effect on your well-being.
I like that.
It's like planting a seed that, with nurturing, can grow into a beautiful and resilient tree.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into body scan meditation and the broader landscape of mindfulness practices, I'm left with a sense of both inspiration and empowerment.
Me too.
It's truly remarkable how these ancient techniques can be so relevant and transformative in our modern lives.
I agree, and I hope our listeners feel empowered to explore these practices and discover the profound benefits for themselves.
To our listeners,
Yes.
we encourage you to approach meditation with curiosity and an open heart. And remember, the journey itself is the destination.